I think everybody is going to really enjoy. And that's how to make money right now in this business. Because regardless of if you've been a coach for, 6 years or 6 minutes, we know what's going to keep you here, and that's going to be seeing financial success. Because as much as we love to help people, we need to also be like seeing a return on our, time and our energy and investments. And so one of the things in this business that a lot of people don't understand is the compensation plan and how to maximize that for, for your income. And so Brittany is here with us today. She is going to share with us, just she's really, really good at figuring out, exactly what you need to do to make money in this business, where, you need to be putting your efforts and your focus. And she can explain to you a little bit more about the compensation plan so that you guys can make the best decision as far as what your goals are for, your business and your growth and I guess what you want to accomplish with this. So this is Brittany, you guys. She's been a coach for, is it 6 years now?
7 actually.
7 years now, and she's got so many accolades that I'm really excited. Like, she knows her shit. She's here to share with us because it works for her. She's a 6-star diamond. She's 2-time elite coach. She's a member of the Millionaires Club, so I mean, who better to speak about this? And then she's also a Success Club legend, which means that she's been hitting Success Club for more than 2 years in a row. It's probably a lot longer now. And yeah, here you go, girl.
Before we get started, can somebody post in the group or in your group or in our message thread? I'm not sure, like this link you gave me, if this is one to just view, just so I can share it with my team.
Okay. Yeah, this is Melissa, I think the one that you sent is the one like for us to be on like in the Google Hangout. There should be like a share publicly or like a share link.
It's on the bottom right of the screen under links. I have the link and it's like I posted it in the page, but it's still buffering just because of the weather. So I just, yeah.
Where do I look? Sorry, this is, why is that?
We are figuring out.
It's at the very bottom. It's a YouTube link. I'm copying it and then I can try and send it in our message thread. And see if that will go faster. I'm trying to load Facebook and it's just not letting me. So
you know what? I think it's actually Facebook because I couldn't just load it either. So
okay. Just buffering. Let's see. I'm trying to think of how I could get it from my phone because on my phone I know I could like I can just disconnect from the Wi-Fi and just use my. Hang on, let me see here.
Yeah, I think something's up with Facebook, actually.
Oh, bad.
Of course. I'm sorry, guys. I almost shared it with them, and I'm like, oh, no, I don't want to do this.
Oh, my God. No, it's not your fault. I'm so sorry that we're, like, so not with it.
No, I think
I don't think it's...
This is our typical situation, isn't it? I mean...
Pretty much. That's really how it goes.
Yeah, so I don't see anything.
I'm not sharing your link, Melissa. Can you send it in like our group chat?
The problem is getting to the actual Google Hangout from my phone, and being able to copy and paste that way. So I'm trying.
Just open it up in Messenger.
Continue. Yeah, that's what I'm trying to do.
On your computer, and then copy the YouTube link, and then send it like to with our group thread.
Yep, that's what I'm trying to do. I'm just.
And it won't let you?
No, I think Facebook is all messed up right now.
Yeah, it just keeps saying, I keep hitting join the call from my phone and it says you are leaving Messenger to join this call, but then it doesn't do anything from there. So my
Facebook is good, but YouTube was having a meltdown for me. Okay, so what we do is eventually that link is going to have to load. I can post on the team page that we're having technical difficulties. We'll just talk and go on with the team call, and then people will just have to watch the recording, unfortunately, unless it changes.
That sounds good.
I will let team page know. So take it away.
Okay. Hi guys. I hang on. Need to, refuel my caffeine. I'm so excited to be here. So I just want to let you guys know, I'm going to share a little bit of my story. But today I didn't write down any notes, and usually I do, but this is just kind of one of those things that I love to talk about, so I didn't want to be stuck to a piece of paper. So if at any point, if you have any questions, if you have any anything you want me to go over again, hopefully Facebook won't, be crazy for us. And if you can just go to that post that I posted in your team page and put any questions or comments that you have, that way it's an easier place for me to be able to see them and go back. Because I'm just going to kind of run through stuff and just fly by the seat of my pants here. So it's usually the way I live on the Hot Mess Express 90% of my time. So my name is Brittany, and I am also from Michigan, like the ladies that lead your team. However, I live in the Upper Peninsula, so I am like 8 hours away from them. I live along the Wisconsin border in Iron Mountain, and I have been a coach, like Alex said, for 7 years. I got started when my daughter was about 9 months old, and I was one of those typical like brand new moms and started doing Turbo Jam and fell in love. I said no to this opportunity time and time again for like months on end. And then finally I was like, you know what, screw it. I totally lied to my husband because we were crazy broke, and I was like, gotta go pay the credit card bill. No, just kidding. I actually used it to sign up for $40. There were no challenge packs back then, nothing like that. So it was a complete, like, just get it done and get going. And over the last 7 years, we have paid off like $25,000 in debt. And I left my full-time job. We bought a new home. And all of these things kind of transpired slowly for me. And I want to let you know that, because I am not here to be one of those people that is giving you like this, quick, super, oh, thanks, Alex. I'm going to post this real quick in my group. I'm not one of those people that was like an overnight success by any means. Hang on. Sorry, guys. Oh my gosh. Facebook really does hate me today. Okay. That's going to post. So I was not an overnight success by any means. I have never been the type of person that adds, 25 coaches in a month. I've never been the type of person that has really like jumped the gun on anything and been all crazy. It's been consistent, and I always said quality over quantity for me, because it's been consistent over 7 years. And I always made sure that I had quality people in my business, because I didn't want people that were coming into me just to be a person that's signing up just to, get a person to sign up. So one of the the main thing that I'm going to talk to you guys about today is making money now. And this is important because there are, maybe you've had lower volume recently, or the holidays are coming. So, it's obviously a great way to get a good little push and a little bonus before Christmas and have some extra money for the holidays. But I also want to touch on some things that are often misconceptions in this business. And I talk very freely and very openly about this, and I have talked with my team about it, and I've talked with other people that are leaders in the company. And, there's a difference between, let me stop right there. First, I want you to know that, yes, one of the important things, if you want long-term residual income in this business, the way to do that is to build a team. So at any point, I do not want you to take what I'm saying in consideration of don't build a team, because that's not what I mean in this at all. But I want you to keep an open mind on some things, okay? Because these are things that I kind of dig in with my team one-on-one, and I go over numbers and I really talk about things to boost that. But people forget about little things when all we have on the brain is I need to hit a certain rank, I need to, get team volume going, I need to do all these things. There are certain things that are going to change the way you think about that. So first, I'm hoping, everybody kind of gets a blatant understanding of how you make money in the business. You get your commission, and most of it is likely now from challenge packs and residual income from recurring Shakeology HD orders. You also create your team cycle bonus. And I'm not going to get too far involved in that, but basically you need to have, 100 points on one leg, and you need to have at least 200 points on the other. And as you build your team and as your volume within your team grows, those numbers go up. But every time there's at least 100 or 200 on either leg, you cycle. So as an Emerald coach, you get $14 per cycle. As a Ruby coach, you get $16 per cycle. And Diamond and Star Diamond, you get $18 per cycle. That is where I kind of want you to put the brakes on real quick and just think to yourself, like, okay, it's Wednesday. So by Wednesday, you usually will probably have, your highest volume as of today that you do within your week, because, tomorrow it becomes zero again. And today is a good day to do this call because you can kind of look at your volume and start multiplying it out. Now, I'm a crazy person. I'm not like a super Emerald person. I'm not very good at planning, but I'm really passionate and really focused on my numbers. So I watch those numbers and I can tell you, if I were to give you my exact volume in this moment, I could multiply that out and figure it out immediately and tell you how much money I'm going to make. And I can also tell you how much money I'm going to lose. And when I say lose, it's because I am personally capped out. So that means like I'm at a rank and my volume, it has growth, I don't know, that I am no longer able to cycle until I move up in rank. This is a key because a lot of people set their intention on wanting to cap out. But let me tell you from the bottom of my heart, it is extremely difficult to look at what my check is per month and to look, or per week, and then to know what it could be. So this is one of those situations where rank really becomes a driving force. But for so long in my personal business, I put rank as a recognition. And it wasn't until just a couple of years ago when this money began to be a factor that I had to kind of sit back and go, why do I actually want to be this rank? Like, how am I benefiting from it? And for me in that time, I was like, I'm looking at this as recognition. Like, I want to be on that stage at Summit. I want to do this, and all that stuff is really, really great. But there are times that you aren't making money. And so as a 2-star Diamond coach, I was able to open my second business center. I can't remember at that time if that was Elite or if it was 5-star, whatever. But, the recognition was the driving force, but I wasn't making money. And I always go back and I think about something, a veteran coach, Chris Reed, he and his wife built a phenomenal business. And they are like, he is like my guru to go to when there's questions about where to place people and how to boost volume, because he's done so well at it. And the reason why is because he became a 5-star Diamond coach and was only making like $1,100 a week. Now I know you might think, oh my God, they're only making $1,100 a week. Yes, but when you can kind of like honestly ask yourself, if you were 5-star Diamond, like what would you anticipate that you were making in your business per week? And I'm sure that you probably have this thing in your head that it's not $1,100. And let me say that $1,100 was actually out of 2 business centers because both he and his wife were 5-star. So that was combined. So in his alone, it was only $500. And that is because there was no growth in volume. There was only this focus of, I need to hit this rank, I need to get this recognition, and they were just adding all these coaches. So I want you to ask yourself, or like look at your business just mentally right now, and think about the coaches that you have on your team. Because if you are not creating this foundation in your business only because you're trying to chase a rank, you're never going to move forward. You're never going to make the money that you want. You are never going to feel satisfied in your business. And by that, I mean, you're always going to be anxious. Like, is this person going to fall off today? It's Wednesday. Oh my God, what's going to happen tomorrow when I wake up? What is it going to look like? How am I going to lose money? Am I going to lose a rank? This happens when you don't have a solid foundation. And one of the misconceptions that happens, and let me be completely frank with you, I did this in my business. When I first started out, I signed up family members, which is a great thing to help you get to Emerald. I've signed up family members. I signed up, you know, my best friends. I signed up every person that had ever purchased or wanted to purchase Shakeology as a discount coach, because I thought in my mind that was going to get me to Diamond, and that was going to, you know, open the floodgates of all this money. When in reality, every time I signed up one of those HD, like if I was sitting having a discussion with a person and they tell me, I want Shakeology, blah, blah, blah. And I immediately went, you know what is a great way? You can make 25% discount on this, and we're going to sign you up as a discount coach, and you can cancel whenever you want, but you're going to save about $10 a month. Okay, so sit on that for just a second, because I think that's like a common thing, right? How many times have you in your business put the opportunity in front of somebody that wants to buy a challenge pack, that has never done a program, that has never tried Shakeology, because you wanted the Success Club points, which doesn't matter anymore because you make 2 on everything now. There's no more 1 points. You want to get a discount coach in to be a placeholder in your business so that you can grow a rank. How many times have you honestly done that? Like they haven't even tried Shakeology yet, but you're already like, hey, this is what you need to do. You need to sign up as a discount coach, and we're going to get you going just so that you can add numbers to your team. I've done it a lot, I'm sure, and I've been there. I'm just going to kind of progressively check these questions real quick, just so you guys know, just so that I'm not missing something along the way. Okay. And I'm splitting windows here. I look at that, and my whole beginning of my business was like that. Like it was all discount coaches, or my best friends, or my family. But what that did to me is that all of a sudden I had to turn around and I had to say, like, okay, now let's back it all the way to the beginning of my business. My first 3 coaches were my husband, and one of my good friends that I'd known for a long time, and one of my best friends. My best friend had never tried Shakeology. She had never done any program, but I signed her up anyway. My husband, I did so I could control it. And my friend that I've had for a long time, she had been doing Insanity. She wanted to get started, and that was just the way she wanted to do it, which is fine. To this day, that was 7 years ago. To this day, my husband is still signed up, and that good friend is still signed up. And she was a Diamond at one point, but she's no longer. She is simply just an active coach right now, and just holding basically a place in my business that is right at the top, okay? All right, no, I'm take that back. She's Emerald. But she has been the only one, the only like true blue discount coach that ever really worked the business, ever. I've had a couple that come and go. I have a couple that are, you know, still there, and I love them to death, but they don't do anything with the business, but they just take their Shakeology and everything's great. But what if tomorrow, if they wanted to cancel, what if I'm like rolling on, if I'm a brand new Diamond or a veteran Diamond, say I've been a Diamond for 4 years, and it's just littered with Shakeology discount coaches, I'm not moving anywhere, okay? You have to understand, like, when you're presenting the business to these people, yes, you might have a huge mindset and hope that they're going to be like, I just love this program, and I love my Shakeology, and I'm going to go out and I'm going to invite 5 people. It doesn't usually happen. I mean, completely 100% honest with you, it doesn't happen. Unless you get somebody that is like a freaking rock star, okay? So when you add that coach, that discount coach, they are saving some money, right? Okay, everything's great. You are now, if you're somebody that cycles 1 time in your business and you're an Emerald coach, they 1 time per month are adding to your team volume. Okay, 1 time, 90 points. That's not even enough to cycle 1. So if you have 2 people on 1 leg, great. If you have 1 discount coach on 1 leg and another discount coach or 2 on the other leg, that neither leg is enough for you to cycle, because you're only sitting at 90 and 180 when you need 100 and 200. I hope, like, honestly, you guys, if you have questions, please comment on the question thread, because I hope that you understand kind of where I'm going with this. And I should have like busted one of my whiteboards off of the wall and kind of done a diagram for you. But those 3 people that you have that are discount coaches aren't making you any money. They are a placeholder for something that might come down the line, but they're not making you any money. There's no cycle. And that only happens 1 time per month because they're only getting 1 order of Shakeology. So the only thing they're really doing is being an active coach and helping you hold an emerald rank. That's it. Now, if you had invited that person, say the person on the left, her name is Sam, okay? If you had invited Sam and instead of immediately being like, hey, you should be a discount coach, it'd be great, you're gonna love this, blah, blah, blah. If you sign Sam up with a challenge pack, for example, you are making $50 for that challenge pack order, right? That very first one, you're still getting 2 Success Club points for it. And now you have 30 days to work with Sam and figure out if she loves or hates Shakeology. If she was a discount coach and she went 3 weeks and hated Shakeology, she could turn around, return all that shit. I'm sorry, I hope I'm allowed to swear. I'm sure I am, right? She could return all of that and then come back to you and say, I'm sorry, I didn't like it, didn't care for it, I'm done, I'm out. But as a customer, you have more one-on-one capability with her to say, okay, what are you thinking? How do you like it? Are you loving it? And then on month 2, you're getting $30 when her next order goes out. On month 3, you now are getting an additional $30, okay? So you've now made, what were we at, like 50, I'm not good at math. Like you're over $100, okay? Where you are, you're at $110 commission in 3 months. Now at that 3-month mark, you can kind of sit back and say, listen, Sam, I feel you. By now you've been a recurring customer for 3 months. You know, this is awesome. I hope you're loving it. I hope it's going to be amazing for you. Here's an option for you. Like, have you talked to people about this? If she's been doing it for 3 months, somebody has seen her talk about it, or she has already invited people. Maybe she's referred them to you, which is another thing that's a huge benefit of this. But at 3-month mark, you know that she's loving the product. You know that she's being a product of the product. And that is the moment where you're like, hey, listen, I see what you're doing. I assume that you're loving it. You should do this too, and then you can help make money. Because over that 3-month mark, which we're in October right now, so you're looking at October, November, December, you could have an extra $110 per person that you do this with, that you are creating residual income. She might come back and say, no, I'm good. I'll save my $10 or whatever it is, and I'll just keep being a customer and refer people to you. Well, hell yeah. I mean, then there you go. Then you're getting her friends as customers as well. But in 3 months, you've built a reputation with her. The products are meaning something to her. And if you had in that first day signed her up as a discount coach, you would have made your $50 commission on the challenge pack, right? However, you wouldn't necessarily have made anything on the team volume. Because you could possibly have, say you have 8 coaches and you have really good growth within those 8 people, but there's 1 week in your growth where like nobody ordered. Maybe it was, you know, the first week of October, because that would go back to, you know, like Labor Day, okay? So there was a holiday weekend where there were no new orders or anything. There might be that 1 week where your volume drops low. And what happens when that one person gets in there? That's just one person that is adding 90 PV or TV, I'm sorry. But it doesn't matter because you're not cycling that week anyway. So the best thing for you to do right now, especially going into the holidays, is, you know, 1, ask yourself, what do I need right now? Are you okay with the money that you are making? If you're okay, then by all means, go for it and, you know, fly for those ranks. But then you have to kind of ask yourself, okay, what does this rank mean to me? And I am I know that there are probably people that are diamonds on here that I've personally sponsored that are going to look at me like, shut your mouth, because, you know, we're trying to build a team rank and we're trying to do this and that. I get it. I do, because I've been there. I have pushed for ranks to get my team to elite. I have pushed, you know, to get to a 10-star diamond team, but you have to, your upline has to respect you and understand why, and then you can go to them and say, okay, this is what I need to do. This is, if you need to make money, especially for the holidays, or if you're, you know, working from home full time and you're contemplating getting another job, these are the things that you need to focus on. You need to focus on creating sustainable and residual customers. Once you know, I was having this conversation last week, and it was, okay, well, you know, maybe I should max out as an emerald, which that's only $250. There's a fine line between, you know, how you figure out where your rank and your volume and your money comes from. And it can get very complex. You know, when you start trying to balance legs and make more money that way, that it becomes kind of complex, and it does really take specific looks at where your numbers are and calculating that out altogether, like where you need more. But if you are in a position where your team volume right now is not great to begin with, and you've been pushing a rank just to get the shiny shit and the recognition for it, you need to kind of take a step back and say, is my paycheck reflecting how I really want in this business? Because so many people are leaving this business right now for shinier objects because they're being chased by a different compensation plan because they're claiming that ours doesn't work. But the problem is that for so long, we have, I hope you guys can't hear my stomach growling, like apparently I'm hungry. For so long, we have been trained and taught that, you know, get those people in there and hit your rank and push and do this and do that. And really, we kind of lost sight of the sales. And I think corporate also noticed that, because that's why elite, now you get points for customer retention, because there were too many people. And this is where, you know, pyramid scams begin. Like, you're looking at somebody and saying, just become a discount coach. Yes, we have a product, but you're also not, you really aren't benefiting from that at all in your business, unless you have somebody that has been a customer and a product of the product for at least 3 months, and they're making you money every 3 months. Could you, like, if you think about it, say today, instead of putting the coach discount opportunity in front of somebody, you looked at them and you went in with the mindset of, I'm going to invite you to my challenge group and I'm going to work like mad with you over the next 3 months on your fitness and getting you to be the healthiest person possible. You are making $90 a month just on residual Shakeology orders. I'm sorry, you're making $60 because this month you're going to get more for that challenge pack. But, you know, you get $30 per Shakeology. So you're making almost $100 a month just by creating them as a customer. And you're building a brand with them, and you're building a reputation with them. And in the end, they're going to be the ones that are going to be the most successful coaches when they love something, when they've created a passion for it and they're talking about it. Somebody that doesn't know what the hell they're drinking, or if they even like it, is not going to be a very good coach. We need to get back to this mindset of great customers create great coaches, and stop trying to pick up placeholders all the time, because the placeholders aren't making you any money. And if you need to make money, if you don't care about money and all you give a shit about is hitting a rank, that's cool too. But you also need to make sure that they love the product, because a discount coach can fall off on you tomorrow. They're not a solid coach by any means. So they're not really doing anything for you. The only thing that is happening is you're saving them $10 after their fees and everything. They're not getting anything else. And then they get you kind of on their back all the time. Like, when are you going to do this? When are you going to do that? So a couple little action items for you. And I will, if you have questions, I will go back to it because I know I talk fast. I mean, it's only been like 25 minutes and I've just spit everything out at you. But a couple action items. Number one, it's Wednesday. I want you to go into your office. And if you don't know how to do this, please, feel free, ask your leader, your upline in the group, or I'm in your group. You can tag me and ask me questions too. It's fine. I want you to look at what your left and right volume is. And the best way to calculate out there, I believe that, I don't know if it still works. There used to be like a commission. I'm not even going to go there because I can't remember what it's called. You can go in and basically what you do is you divide your lowest volume, so your week lag volume, by 100. And then whatever that number is, then you multiply it by what your cycle bonus is. So either $14, $16, or $18. And that's another thing, hang on, I want to touch on too, is that, you have to remember that as a diamond, you're only making $4 more per cycle than you are as an emerald. So you are better off sometimes to really, work on those people and work with your coaches to share this down the line and get them creating personal volume and getting customers in as an emerald or a ruby, and let the diamond kind of happen gradually, because you could be a diamond coach and your cycle bonus could leave you making just as much as you would as an emerald. Whereas if you went the opposite way, you could build your growth within at the same time. Okay, so action step number one. This is why I probably should have taken notes because I'm all over the place, sorry. But action step number one is go in, check out your volume, divide your lowest by 100, and whatever that number comes out to be, then multiply that times 18. Remember, it's got to be an even 100 because everything else will just carry over for the next week. But you divide that and then multiply it by your cycle bonus, and that will give you the exact amount. So you don't have to be surprised every Thursday morning to find out what your income is. But then on the flip side of that, you can also figure out from those numbers how much you actually are losing. So if you go through and you divide your higher number by 200 and subtract that amount from whatever the carryover is. So if you only have, say you have 120 on your weak leg and you have 500 or 600 on your strong leg, you can figure out where that difference is if you subtract those. And it will show you, because you're only cycling once, because you only have 120 on one side, how much you are actually losing if you were capitalizing on that full 600 over here. God, I didn't really want to get into this because I shouldn't have stepped down in the rabbit hole, because this can become a crazy mess. But when you start playing with those numbers and looking and multiplying them and dividing them, you can really see okay, I am actually capable of making X. So how do I do it? And the best way to do it is to teach those people on your weak leg to get their customers, to build some personal volume amongst themselves. And that's helping them get immediate money, and it's helping you get immediate money. And then action step number two, I want you to go through your organization and see how many times, whether they are canceled people, go into this is all probably a nightmare because the Coach Online office, but you can go, there is a link in the new Coach Online office that will take you to what we previously had 3 days ago, to make this a little bit easier on you until they get all the kinks worked out. But you can also go in, and I want you to go into your graphical genealogy. That's where it shows you all of the, or you can go to all personally sponsored, because that will also show you canceled. But I want you to kind of do a mental evaluation of how many people are in your organization that either currently are or had been at one time a discount coach. And you can kind of see there, I mean, you could even go through and get as deep as trying to see how many months they've been signed up, how much money was potentially lost as a customer. And all this, I'm not trying to tell you to do these things to make you feel like shit. I'm trying to make sure that you see it in black and white, because really until you start evaluating all of those numbers and start really paying attention to it, it doesn't make sense. It really doesn't. Like I did this with my personally sponsored, especially like my diamond coaches. And I had my whole whiteboard was written with their exact numbers, all of their volume numbers. And I went through and I specifically calculated everything and sent them an email that said, look at how much money you're losing each week. And it was like, holy shit. They stopped chasing stars, you know, and they started focusing on creating a foundational business that built volume and built growth. And when you start doing that, you're making more money. You are building a stronger foundation for when you hit that rank you want to be. And you're building a team culture. And it's just simply as much as like stopping yourself from throwing out that coach opportunity because you have word vomit, and saying, no, I need you to be a customer. I need you to see the value in what we have. I need you to feel better and get to be your best. And then we'll talk about the opportunity. So those are your 2 action steps. That's kind of all my like word vomit. I don't know. I don't say any questions. So I have either like confused the hell out of you guys 100%, which is totally possible, or I didn't do too bad.
No, that was amazing. Like I took so many notes, and I feel like I have a game plan now because I was like looking at my right leg, and you guys, like something that Brittany helped me with is like, say you have a goal of making, let's say like $500 a week. Like now you know how to figure out, you know, how much volume you would need in your weak leg and how many times I would need to cycle. And it just makes it feel so much more like this business isn't just like a game, and that like you're, you know, like you have like a game plan, I should say. And
go ahead. No, I'm making a drawing because trying to explain. Keep talking.
And so I just think that you hit on so many good points. And so, you know, you can take your goals and you can think like, well, you know, I want to make $100 this week because I want to have groceries or whatever. And you can easily look at how many commissions that you would need to make, like how many challenge packs you'd need to sell. Or if you wanted that residual income, that $100 you could count on every single week, you know, you could look at, you know, your volume and what you would need to do for that. And so I just feel like Brittany did such a good job of like showing us like, you know, that it is there's a way to figure this out. And so, you know, I think it's important too. She hit on so many points that, you know, you can't build just to get like that shiny diamond rank. Like, trust me, diamond's such a, you know, it's an amazing goal. It's what we all want you to be at, but I don't want you to be the starving diamond. You know, I don't want you to be the diamond that's like making like $50 a week versus the emerald that's making 300, you know? So yeah, I'm just, I guess, talking out loud.
No, that's fine. I'm like, no, you keep going. I'm trying to do a little diagram here because I just kind of understand.
And you guys, for those of you who are struggling in your business or you're looking at it and you're going like, man, like I just thought I'd be further along right now. Like I really would love to be seeing this much money. I mean, now we have this game plan for you that, you know, and you can message me, or I know Brittany said that she's happy to like look at your volume and give you a game plan too. You know, if you're kind of still confused, that's okay. And, you know, that way we can like set these tangible goals that if we say, you know, oh, Susie wants to make $150 this week. Well, there's 2 ways we can do it. You know, we can do the challenge packs, or this is how much you could, you know, for volume. And so I just feel like this is just such a good way for you guys to just understand where money's coming from and how you can leverage it.
Okay, this is going to be totally backwards now that I just spent all this time doing this, but it kind of gives you a little bit of a visual, I hope. Can you see it okay? Or is there a big glare?
It looks good.
Okay. This is totally backwards, but it's going to give you kind of like a visual mindset. So I just quickly ran through, gosh, damn it. And pick some random numbers. So say you are a diamond coach, okay? And your weak and strong volume, your weak leg this week is 210 and your strong leg is 810, okay? Now coming out, you're only, oh shit, I multiplied wrong. Just kidding. Hang on a second. I'm not, nobody said that I was.
We're picking up what you're throwing down.
Yeah, thanks. All right. I swear to God, I do this a lot. I just apparently use a calculator. Okay. So you're 210 and 810. That's your volume for today. Okay. So we're going to divide the 100 into the 210. You get 2, and then you get 10 points of carryover. So anything that you don't use that is over that 100 thing, it gets carried over to the next week. So next week, if you have 190 in volume, you get 10 points in carryover, which automatically puts you up to 200. But that's a whole other thing. But you get 10 in carryover, and then we're going to multiply 18 because that's your cycle bonus as a diamond. Times 2 is 36, okay? However, if these two were even, you would be making $72. You would be making double of that. So when you are, really trying to, if you are a diamond or if you're even an emerald right now and you're not sure, like this happens a lot, I think, with emeralds, because you go from trying to go from emerald to diamond, but you're not making any money because you're only making $14. I mean, if this was here, you'd only be making $32, right, a week. But you're constantly like hammering up, okay, I've got to put 2 more coaches here, and I've got to put 2 more here, because you want to get even for that diamond rank, right? Well, if you focused on trying to make those things even as a diamond, if you said, okay, for the next 4 solid people, I'm not talking about discount coaches here. We're straying away from that. You guys promised me that. If you just focused on like adding those other people and not thinking about like, I need to balance out because I need to be this rank and I need to do this, you're automatically going to make more money. If you were an emerald coach and by this diagram, you're making $32 here because that's what your thing is, or you could be making $68, right? Is that right? I don't know. Whatever. All I'm saying is if you stop with the mindset of like, I need to be a diamond coach, I need to be a diamond coach. If you're not making money, what the hell do you need to be a diamond coach for? Because this does not change just because you become a diamond. Your volume might go up a little bit, but these two are still way off. I mean, like you could be even at here and look at how much money you would be missing as what you are here. So it really comes down to like what's most important to you. Is being a diamond because you just want to be a shiny freaking diamond? If that's important to you, if you want to be on stage, cool. By all means, go for it. But if you need some money, you got to really kind of step back and say, what am I doing here? And how can I get sales? Because sales are going to make you immediate income. And the growth comes from building those sales and getting with them later.
And I love, oops, man. That's me. That's me. Sorry, is it better now?
Yeah.
Okay. So, and I was going to say too, like, I'll just throw out like just my personal, like, and I realize that this call's going a little bit long, but we want to make sure that like you guys have a game plan that if you're not making money, that you know how to fix it. And so I will just tell you this, like there are times like I didn't do what Brittany said. So I have been the diamond before, or star diamond, that did like, you know, I made more money as an emerald coach at times because my volume was better. There was a lot more focus, not just in my own business, but like my coaches were focusing a lot more on, I'm going to say it, sales. And it's not that sales is a nasty word. Sales in our business is Success Club. It's getting people started. It's, you know, taking care of people and helping them on their fitness journey. Like, and sales isn't a bad word. Like there's taboo around it. And I think that we sit here and we, you know, sit and think about, oh, team growth and all that. But the truth is, if we're not getting our products in front of people, we're not helping people, it's not changing their lives, guess what? Your volume plummets. And that's where like I've been the coach too, who like I've watched my income drop because of this very reason, is that we lost our focus on creating happy customers first and helping people with their health and fitness first, other than the business. And the business side is so important because like obviously, you know, you can see where like that volume starts to creep up, but we don't want you guys to have, you know, 20 some coaches on your right leg, but only 2 of them are cycling, you know, only 2 of them have Shakeology orders every month, you know, then that sucks. So I'm just trying to think like there's just, I think that it's like the elephant in the room that we need to talk about this stuff. And it really does, like this business, it is about sales. And it doesn't mean the nasty, manipulative, like sleazy car salesman type of sales. It's you sharing your story, you putting your heart out, you recommending products and taking care of people when they trust you to, and building, you know, that customer retention.
Right. I also, yeah. Oh, no, I'm not going. Is it still bad? Okay.
No, you're good.
Okay. I also just want to add something, and this is kind of like foo-foo, you know, you can take it or leave it if you want, but, you know, making money also you need a major mindset shift when it comes to making money as well, because we are ingrained from childhood to think that money is bad and money is nothing other than paper until you attach an emotion to it. So and this is something I've struggled with that I am even working on now, and I make good money, but the reason that like I haven't set a goal for something, like if we've talked about wanting to buy a cottage for the last couple of years, but we haven't jumped on it because in my mind, I think like, okay, we have a new home and we have this, but what are people going to think about me? And I attach that emotion to the money I'm making and what I'm doing with my money. So until you cut the shit out and you like open yourself up and allow yourself to be okay with making money, you're not going to make it because you are always going to turn it away. And that's something that has to happen first and foremost before you can even start inviting people, because you got to make sure you're doing it for all the.
Can you hear me?
Mm-hmm.
Okay. Yeah, that is definitely a really good part. And you guys, there's so many resources out there like to help you shift your money shit. I've done stuff too. And it really does make a difference, because think about it. If you feel guilty for receiving money for helping people, you're not going to help people. You know, you're going to have bad energy around doing your invites and having people get started and joining you. And I see this a lot. Like, I will call out coaches, not by name, but I see a lot of this with you guys when you hide behind free groups and then complain that your business isn't growing. And so, like, if you are that coach who is constantly running those free groups and trying to get people interested by luring them in that way, you know, honestly, what you're just telling them is that they're not worth spending money on. And that's the kind of coach that you become, is the person who lets people slide with the excuses. And it's not that they have to like spend, you know, so much money to like be a part of your group. We're just asking them to invest in themselves, because guess what? We know these products work. We eat, sleep, and breathe them. And we know that if they get into our system and they do what we do, they will feel as good as we do too. And so, you know, by you telling people and shifting your focus to a little bit more of like, you know, that success club, hitting high success club numbers, teaching your team to do the same thing, getting a lot of people started as amazing customers and falling in love with these products, you know, that's where your foundation is. And that's also, you know, you're going to see that first, like, I guess, burst of money for sure. And then you're just going to see it continue as you create loyal customers. And so I kind of forget where I was going with this, but just like kind of see, like, I want to just like, I'm looking like through, you know, my personally sponsored and what I see happen a lot. And I do think like this is just such a great call. And I think it's a scary call. It made probably people puke a little bit because they're so afraid to like focus on actually getting these products in front of people and creating that transaction. But it's the key to this business and for long-term success. So I'm trying to think if there's anything that I'm trying to think of our new coaches on the call who are just starting in this business, and maybe the compensation plan makes 0 sense, but they know that, you know, they need date night money or they need grocery money or whatever. Sometimes it's not always like the big house or anything like that. And so, Brittany, what would your suggestion be to the new coaches maybe afraid to start hitting Success Club and make their first couple sales and start having that customer base? What would you recommend to them?
My first thing is just get out of your own way. I mean, it seems so stupid and like preachy to say it, but just, you got to get out of your own way. And as we've been talking, like, you got to just focus on getting those three people that are going to make you $150 this month. You know, that's a really nice dinner. That's a bottle of wine with dinner. That's groceries. That you have to kind of ask yourself, like, what can I do if tomorrow my paycheck had an extra $150 in it. Like, what can I do with that? And accept it and embrace it and get the hell out of your own way and just start asking people to join you, and not like in a crazy way, just being totally forthright about what you love about the products, about what you love about your program, and forget the business. Just like preach what you're loving and get the hell out of your own way.
Awesome. Melissa, do you have any questions? Or I'm trying to like follow the page, but just due to technical difficulties, I'm not seeing
anything on there. Yeah.
I am sort of just sitting here with like my jaw on the floor, because I have been, and I was too, I really got into I would sign every customer as a coach, because I was thinking of volume, but like in the wrong way, because what you're saying makes total sense, because it's just not it's not a long-term residual thing when you sign every customer as a coach, because they haven't even started yet. So then I kind of hit a brick wall. At first it was great. Like, it was like, I'm recruiting a coach a day. Like, wink, wink, like kind of, but no. But now it's like, yep, that's like, we always are trying to like look at different avenues, but then when you really just look at the math behind it, I feel like that makes it a lot easier to really grasp, like, okay, what is going to be profitable long-term versus like, this coach said to do this, so I'm going to do it, and I don't really know why. And, so good.
Something that I don't even know if I mentioned this, but you kind of sparked my brain there for a second. When you look at the actual numbers, and you can kind of, maybe you have thought this over while we've been talking, or you haven't, like if you have a person who you sign up as a coach, like I said, you're only getting 90, you're not even getting a full 100 points on that. So even if that person did put you over the 90, okay, yeah. If you're an Emerald coach, you're only making $14, and it takes you at least 3 of those people, because of the way that your numbers would go in volume. It would take you at least 3 disc coaches that would all have to cycle their Shakeology order in the same week to make what it would be for one challenge pack sale.
Yes.
The way you kind of think about that is that each of those people, you need 3 of them to get at least 200. You need at least 200 to make, that's not even giving you. I didn't mean to say challenge pack sale. I meant to say Shakeology commission, which doesn't even give you that, because that's still only $28, where you're getting $30 for a Shakeology order. So, that's kind of like, when you look at what are the odds that, unless today you sign 3 discount coaches and they're still there ordering next month, they all have to order the same week for you to same cycle to make $2 less than what you would make on one Shakeology order. So, that's kind of just something to think about when you're wondering, like, okay, why am I not adding them as a coach if I haven't laid that down yet?
Right. So true. So true.
And guys, like, ask yourself too, it's like, it's Wednesday. How many of you would love to see another $150 on your paycheck tomorrow? It honestly could be like, you helped 3 people today. Done. Easy. Yep. And like, what if you're an Emerald coach, but like both of your coaches did the same thing?
Right.
Like, oh, wow. And then all of a sudden your volume's growing too. It's like, so we see where these like higher numbers with more customers, more people getting started. If you can teach your guys' teams to do that, and like this is how our compensation plan works. You get in front of more people, more lives are changed, you're paid more for it. And, like, this is where it happens. And so, I want to challenge you guys, like, don't set the bar at Success Club 5 for the month, like maybe Success Club 5 for the week. Sure. And if you can teach your team to do that as well, can you just see how that's going to start compounding and just growing and growing and growing? And obviously, yeah. So, and some action steps, if you guys are a brand new coach and you're not Emerald yet, this call isn't even going to matter to you. You're like basically working on commissions at this point in time. So I do recommend getting to Emerald. That is that one rank where, so you can start actually unlocking some of this stuff that we're talking about. And that is like what Brittany said, that is a spouse and a best friend or a sister. And yes, those might be your discount coaches to start with. But as you build loyal fans, that's what I'm going to call them, people who are raving about you, the products, your challenge groups, naturally they're going to want to start screaming about what they love and join your team as well. And so that's when it starts to, get bigger and bigger. So I think that if we as a team, some call to action steps, if you have not hit Success Club yet this month, I want to challenge you to do it today because it'll add an extra $150 to your check tomorrow. And also, if you're not Emerald, let's get you, let's get you to Emerald. Stop hiding behind the excuses. Let's just get a spouse, a boyfriend, a girlfriend, a sister, a mom, grandma, aunt, whoever. Let's get 2 people signed up for you today so you can actually start unlocking what we're talking about. Like if you're not Emerald, you haven't even opened the door to this. So.
All right. I love that. Let's just go do it. And, we just won't, let's just make it happen. It's it doesn't have to be hard or scary. Clearly, it's just about, looking at, okay, what is the math behind it? Because that, anyone can figure that out, and let's just go make it happen.
Awesome. Well, I'm good if everybody else is good. Brittany, did you have anything else to say? Any advice to give? Any last minute hurrahs?
I'm good.
Thank you, Brittany. That was so
Thank you
good.
for having me. I'm happy to be here.
Oh, so good.
And if anybody watching the recording, if you guys do have questions, like I said, I'm in your group. Please feel free to tag me. I'm happy to go over anything we discussed or, kind of any specific questions that you might have.
Awesome. Well, thanks, everyone.
Thank you so much.
All right. I'm going to stop broadcast.